Okay, another Saturday, another live stream. So I'll go through, I kind of like what I did last week, or I guess I missed last weekend because of Easter, but I like what I did 2 weekends ago, just going through some of the comments and starting the video from there, because sometimes I get into these live streams and I'm like, I don't know how to start these videos, or really what to talk about. So hopefully some people join in today. Let me leave this in the comment chat. Let me type this in here. All right, so leave a address, neighborhood, builder, floor plan, or area for me to review. Also, if you're coming back to this video afterwards and you were not able to view the live stream when it was actually live, just leave a comment down below and then I'll address it next week on the live stream. Alright, let me pin that message to the top. Get a drink of water in me. Man, did they? Hold on. Did they change? I think someone in my office, they swapped chairs with me, because my chair was not squeaking like that before. Hold on. Wait a second. No. We're not playing that game. Someone traded out my chair. See, this one doesn't squeak. This was my chair. Interesting. Gonna have a talk with the people in my office out here trading chairs. Alright. We have one person viewing right now. Let's see. Anyone leave anything in the chat? It says I have 2 chats, but I don't have 2 chats. Okay, hopefully some people join in today. Okay. Let me go through some of my YouTube comments just to see if anything popped out for people. I guess the first one 5 days ago was off the Mantua Point video I did over in Van Alstyne. They said, are they building shops within and around Mantua Point? So Mantua Point, or Mantua, or however you want to say it. Alright, so this is where it's located. Now, there was, right off 75 Highway, this is north, right? So McKinney, Frisco down here, and then all the way up in this area of Van Alstyne, you get Mantua Point. Now, for this neighborhood, let me, Highland Homes might have a plat map. Come on. Let me see if they have a plat map. Okay, here we go. Is this the full plat map? So I guess on here, they don't have, yeah, I didn't know if they were gonna have stuff on the outside of the community on this plat map. It looks like they're just talking about stuff on the inside. I would expect, on the inside of the community, they're gonna have like the amenity center, community center, you're gonna have the schools, there's gonna be a future elementary school. They're actually getting done with the high school, that's about to open. It looks like it's almost done. I was over there last weekend and it looked like it was, I mean, it's all built. It looks like it's gonna open at the beginning of this next school year for 2024. But on the outside of the community, okay, you have all this frontage road. So I mean, at some point they're probably gonna put in commercial things. There's nothing that's really been like really announced. But you have the school up here, and then you're pretty close to 121, which is actually what connects. If you keep going down Main Street, or excuse me, yeah, so that's 121 connects to the farm market. Okay. Yeah, I don't think anyone's really gonna join. I mean, we'll see if people join today. Another one says, ooh, Jackie Colin comes in and says, as a current resident of Wyatt James Build, I would highly recommend you steer clear of this builder. Communication and quality issues. Since committing to a build, you do not get what you pay for. So that's interesting. And then I have people come in, they ask me who's the best builder, what's the best thing, what. It's like, guys, at the end of the day, I've seen some of the most reputable builders have problems with the house, and I've seen the less reputable builders have no problems with the home. It really comes down to that superintendent, that project manager, the person who's at that actual builder who is put on your lot of land and is building your home and hiring out those third-party contractors. So building a relationship with not the builder by like their name, like, but when I say the name, I mean like, you're not going to really be building a relationship with American Legend. You're going to be building a relationship with Jimmy, the builder that works for American Legend. So building a relationship with that person and learning about their experience and what their standard of quality is, and making sure they're answering all your questions. But for every good experience, there's also going to be a negative experience. So really, this comment means nothing to me. I think this is just someone who probably, like with my clients, like I always set expectations up front, and you want to do that the same thing with the builder. So you definitely want to get all expectations set up front with what's to come. So it could be one of those situations, or this could just be a troll at the end of the day. That's also sometimes how I view video, or how I view comments. I have people that come in and say that my videos suck sometimes, and I feel like it's just a troll, you know? Because everyone that is, it's funny because I'll have some hate comments, not that I get a ton of hate comments, but I have some people that leave kind of whatever crap comments. But then when I'm out in public and I meet some of you guys out in public and you guys, I watch your videos, I never have a negative interaction. So I think that's always funny. No one's ever come up to me straight to my face and told me my videos suck. But that would humble me if you did that. Zodiac08 10 days ago left a comment on my McKinney Airport expansion when I was talking about that development video. He said to build the he said build it in Salina, which I guess he's referring to basically building the airport in Salina, which they're not going to do. If anything, they're going to build a commercial airport more into Gunter, or is it Dorchester? Let me see. Where is this? No, wait. Yeah, it's Dorchester. There's the North Texas Airport is, yeah, right here. The North Texas Regional Airport that is north of Dorchester and south of Pottsboro, in that area. This would be way more likely for me to for me to guess on. This would be more of a commercial airport. That would make way more sense to me. But then again, there's a lot of protected land out in these areas, so I don't know if that would happen. This person says, I'm moving to Salina this summer. I'm not buying a house, wish I was, but I'm hoping to rent a townhome at Park House Salina. As a realtor, would you know why apartment prices are so high in Salina? Frisco, I can understand, Prosper to a point, but there's nothing in Salina yet. Either way, I'm looking forward to being away from the hustle and bustle for a while. Well, if you're moving to Salina, you're not really, you need to move like more into Gunter, Texas to be away from the hustle and bustle, because over the next 2 years, Salina is just going to be absolute mayhem. I mean, probably for the next decade, it's going to be absolute mayhem for the amount of things that are going up in those areas. The reason why some of the apartments are expensive up into Salina is because it's new. So you'll find sometimes even the apartments down in Frisco or Plano are a little bit cheaper than some stuff up in Prosper or Salina because they're older. So you have some of these apartments that are a little bit more expensive up into Salina just because it's a new apartment complex. Or it's like brand new and maybe no one's moved into it yet. I think that's it for comments right now. Other stuff was just kind of random comments. Someone asked, does the neighborhood also have a railway track at the entrance road? Sucks to wait in traffic if trains are moving. This was a comment that was left on the Anna Ranch video. This was from Chris. He left one, and every time I have driven up there to go into Anna Ranch. Now, I don't live in that neighborhood, so I really, at the end of the day, I don't quite know the deal. I do have a family in there. They don't say it's a huge deal, so I mean, I don't want to say you're never going to see the train, but it seems like when I've driven out there, I have never come across the train. But I'm sure if you do live there, you're going to have to wait. But I don't think it's a huge deal. There's going to be multiple ways back into that neighborhood. It's just right now they haven't really built out all the roads. And let me pop this up on the Manchester map so people can see where I'm talking about. So this is Anna Ranch. So it's right in here. So they're gonna have like the Collin County Outer Loop, right? So to get into the neighborhood right now, you kind of go up this way and then you cross into here onto Finley Boulevard, and then there's some railway tracks. I can't say those words together. That's too difficult for me. But you also have the Collin County Outer Loop, and then you also have Foster Crossing, and then you can go up to 422 here and get into the neighborhood. But either way, you're having to cross over a railway track, but there are multiple ways into the neighborhood. It's just that some of these roads are still like one lanes and not the best roads. But or you could take 121 and just cross over the railway system and then go up this way too. So there's kind of multiple ways to get in there, but I don't think it's going to be a huge problem at the end of the day. Alright, Cynthia Bailey says, thank you so much for the informative video. Please can you do a video on Salina? Maybe she's just maybe this person just came across my channel because I think I have the most videos in Frisco and Salina right now. I think those are the most. I would say I probably get one call a day from someone trying to buy in Salina, Texas, which is great. Not everyone works with me, but that's kind of what I think that's also because I make the most videos in those areas and I get the most people. But I'm making videos based on where all the new developments are going, and I'm just finding myself over in the North Dallas area, right? She says, really considering Cambridge Crossing and the parks at Wilson Creek. What's your opinion? Which do you prefer? When are they getting the 74-foot lots? I like parks at Wilson, but want a bigger lot. So last time I talked with the sales agent for Tradition Homes, they were telling me that by the end of 2025 was when, or estimated, they really don't have a hard date yet, but that's estimated. That neighborhood is having transformer problems, so actually I think it's a great time to buy within the parks at Wilson Creek before they get into their phase 2, because they're going to finish up their phase 1 here soon. I mean, all the builders are kind of down to their last lots, and then they're going to open up things into 2025. That's the developer's plan, and by 2025 those prices are going to look way different, so there could be an opportunity where you could build up some pretty good equity now until then, once they release those new lots, because those new lots are going to be way more expensive. And then also the 74-foot lots, I'm going to be guessing that they're going to start, Highland Home and Tradition Homes are going to be doing the 74-foot lots in there. I'm going to guess that those are going to be starting at like the 1.1s, because right now the 60-foot lots are starting in like those 8s, those 9s, but after you price things out, I think like I think the most expensive home right now for a Tradition Home on those 60-foot lots was closing at like $999,000. And I've been telling you guys over the past like 7 months, if you can keep that Tradition Home or that 60-foot lot under $1 million, you're going to be sitting pretty good, because then they're going to put those 74-foot lots later on, and those are going to be bigger lots, more expensive, and then your home's not going to be really at the top of the market, if that makes sense. So, and then I have people that ask me the different, like, do I like Cambridge Crossing or the parks at Wilson Creek better? Well, I think both of those neighborhoods are good. They're both the same developer, so they kind of both have the same standard. But I will say the thing that catches me off with Cambridge Crossing is, and we'll go to it on the map. So they are building the new school, like the new elementary school is going in. I believe the new middle school or the new high school is over here for Salina. I think it's the new middle school. But over here, okay, the Collin County Outer Loop goes straight through this neighborhood. So if I was picking a house, I'd want to be on the north side into these later phases, more up along 428, rather than these homes that are going to be backed up straight onto the Collin County outer loop. So that's the one thing that catches me off. Now, you might say, well, Daniel, the parks at Wilson Creek is right up against the Collin County outer loop too. Well, it doesn't go right through it, right? So like the parks at Wilson Creek over here, it's on the south side of the neighborhood. I don't know what neighborhood this is. I gotta do more research into that. I think 2 weeks ago I actually looked into who owned this land, but I gotta figure out what is going on here. Across the street, this is the parks of Wilson Creek, and then everything's going up further north, so it's away. It doesn't actually go into the neighborhood, and there's only a few homes that back up to it, and even the homes that back up to it, they're kind of actually laid more into the ground, where you don't even see the Collin County outer loop from sitting in your backyard. But over in this neighborhood, Cambridge Crossing, a lot of those homes, when you just walk out into the backyard, you can easily see cars that are going to be on the Collin County outer loop once it extends. It'll turn into the Denton County outer loop, because actually technically over in this area is Denton County once you kind of get over the Dallas Parkway. Who left a comment? Brandon. Hey Daniel, how's your afternoon? It's going good. Yeah, good afternoon, chill day. I had a bunch of work yesterday, and now I was like, all right, perfect. I can come in on a Sunday, relax, have a nice little live stream. And then Monday and Tuesday, I got videos coming out for American Legend Homes at Star Trail, and what was the other neighborhood I did? I did Cambridge Estates, which that's First Texas Homes in Prosper. I was like, man, I've done a lot of Prosper neighborhoods, but I guess I haven't done Cambridge Estates. I've done some home tours in that neighborhood, but I never actually did like a full drive around neighborhood video. How's your day or your afternoon going? I'm Brandon _ the goat. All right. But yeah, I like the parks of Wilson Creek a little bit better. Now, if you are looking for a bigger lot, they're doing 76-foot lots over in Cambridge Crossing, but they're also going to be doing those big lots over in Parks of Wilson Creek, too. Also, the Parks of Wilson Creek is going to be a little bit closer to the Costco and everything. So Parks of Wilson Creek here, Costco is going to be getting built over in these areas, right south of Carter Ranch. HEB is going to be going over here, too, but I believe there's also another Costco getting built over around Sutton Fields. Yeah, here's the new, okay. So the future Prosper High School is going to be over in this area. They got another middle school, okay, August 2025, Mosley. So there's more stuff coming in on the north side of Windsong Ranch. Oh, but yeah, that's going to be, yeah, so this is the Mosaic. So they got another middle school coming in over here. Got another high school coming in for Prosper on the north. Okay, over closer to Aubrey. Because Brandon, you live over in Aubrey, right? Because they're building a Costco up here too, up in Salina. But I know there's a new one coming over in Prosper too. It's just, I think it's further on the west side. But yeah, I think I like Parks at Wilson Creek better. I think there's also going to be a little bit better amenities within the Parks at Wilson Creek, but Cambridge Crossing is really pretty. Like, it's got the ponds. Okay, you live in the Grand Homes over in Savannah. Nice. Okay. I'm just reading through my comments right now over any other questions I can answer. You know how I was saying there was that person that left a comment about Wyatt James and their building and them not being too happy? We know DFW, or at We Know DFW, I don't know who this is, but someone came in and said, "Hi, hey there, awesome info. You are correct. You will not find Wyatt James online anywhere." Which, that's suspicious. I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know. Because that's suspicious to me. Why isn't the builder marketing stuff online where you can find them? That's a bit sus. This person says, Wyatt James has built their company on referrals, handshakes, and happy homeowners. I'm happy to fill you in on their history and quality of construction. I've worked with them for a long time now. Reach out if you'd like to chat. Well, I sent a reply back to that person and was like, yeah, I'd love some more information. How can I reach you? And they never replied back. So, but I just think that's kind of funny that one person came in one week and was like, oh yeah, Wyatt James is amazing. I work with them all the time. And then I had another person that claims they're a homeowner. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, the comments on my channel, could be people trolling. It could be actual people. I have no idea. Brandon says, you could do a neighborhood tour there, LOL. I think the reason I just never did a neighborhood tour over there is because it was just like a small neighborhood. Now, I do small neighborhoods, yes, but I don't know. I thought about doing it over there. You know what, Brandon? Okay, I'll do it. I'm writing it down. I'm putting it down on my list of stuff. Is there any other places you guys want me to check out and tour? If you're coming back to this live stream, definitely trolls it. Well, I know you're real, Brandon. I know you're not a troll. I know you're not a troll. But I definitely have some people that come in and they be trolling. Okay, I'll do Savannah. I'll do that whole neighborhood in general because not only, I mean, Grand Homes is like the new side of things, but you know, you have that whole Savannah development in there with some of the older homes. And Savannah's been around for a long time. Yeah, the model home just sold for $900. That's just wacky. I just went under contract with someone at Buffalo Ridge with the Grand Home, so I'll just say this. With the new construction stuff, at the end of the day, people are, like, nothing is perfect, okay? People are people. They're building your house, right? Robots aren't building your house. Nothing's going to be perfect. So, just kind of, I have some people that come in and like, oh, well, I watch your videos and, you know, you talk about these builders being lower quality, you talk about this stuff, but I just want to kind of just keep on reinforcing the fact that, like, even if they're a less reputable builder, sometimes those builds can be, you know, fine and better than some of the higher reputable builders. But the thing is that the more reputable builder is more likely to fix things that arise within the house rather than a less reputable builder, where if the city's passing it, they don't have to fix it. Like, they can just give you the excuse that, like, the city fixed it or the city passed it and we don't need to fix this. So kind of keep that in mind too. Alright, so you said Somerset. Okay, Somerset Park. Okay. Somerset's been popping up on my thing too, so Silverleaf Estates. Silverleaf. Did I do Silverleaf Estates? I feel like is that in Frisco? Yeah. I never did a neighborhood tour of this one. The only time I drove through this neighborhood is when I did my driving tour over Teal Parkway. The reason I didn't do this neighborhood is because it was so small and would have been about a 5-minute video. But, Brandon, if you want it, we'll do it. Maybe I'll add a home tour onto that video to make it a little bit longer. I just think the other thing too is these homes in here are like, they're like 1.3 million. I can't justify it. Like, it's just, you get no amenity center in the neighborhood. Yes, you're in like the heart of Frisco. You're down the street from the Star Frisco, but personally, I would never put $1 million into a Grand Home. Okay, we'll try to do that, Brandon. This isn't the first place I send people, is to Silverleaf. Like, they come in and they tell me they got a budget of like 1 point whatever. I'm like, you get no backyard. You're in a huge house, but your lot, you know, it's decent. I think they're doing like 65-foot lots or 60, and that might be 70 in there. But they put such a big house on it that it feels like you're almost looking at a 50-foot lot, because you're so close to you and your neighbor. But there's really nothing else within that community. It's got maybe a little walking trail and a creek system, but I mean, I'm just not the biggest fan of Silverleaf, so that's the other reason I had never got out to that neighborhood. But I'll do it. If someone's asking, we'll do it. Thanks, Brandon, for hanging out with me today. Seems like it's going to be a lonely Saturday or Sunday. Can't even get the days right. Brandon says, I agree, 1 million is crazy for a grand home. Even an 800 is too much. The same is said for Savannah. They build these large homes on small lots and driveway space is tight. Oh yeah, and it's only getting tighter, dude. It's literally only getting tighter. I think up in Buffalo Ridge, I went under contract at like 8. It's gonna go under contract and probably close at around 8:30, 8:20, and that's up in Salina. Now it's in a cul-de-sac. It's a good little neighborhood right by the school, right off Preston Road. But I mean, that's $300,000 less than what this is over here. So let me talk about some of the quick move-ins for American Legend, because I just did a video over American Legend. Let's go. American Legend. Alright, it's about to come out. I just want to go over some of these floor plans. Some of these quick move-ins, because they're sitting on some quick move-ins over at Star Trail right now. I have friends who live in Salina. They live a beautiful farm-style luxury home. Oh, nice. Okay. Let's just go through here and look at these floor plans, because there's a lot. There's a lot they're sitting on right now. And I want to talk about some American Legend, because I do really like this builder. Sold, sold, sold. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's just start here. Okay, so this is the... We're going to talk about American Legend homes and these quick move-ins and these floor plans and rating and reviewing them, because I don't have a lot of people coming in today, so I don't think I'm going to get a lot of questions about different things, so we'll just start here. This one is the 1135 plan. So 4-bed, 4.5 bath, 3,385 square feet. Let's just look through these photos real quick. So right off the bat, I don't like how boxy this looks. And I don't like how you don't get the full garage. There's a wall in between too. I think that's kind of annoying. All right. Entryway. Those are nice, but I prefer the J turnstile garage because something about the garage behind being in front and when there's cars in the driveway makes the home look busy. The side garage helps, LOL. Oh yeah, you're not wrong. Okay, so this one, ooh, this one's got a nice living room area. We got like the cathedral ceilings. I like that. Dining room's open. Back patio space is open too. 4 windows in the back of the home. Vaulted up ceilings in the primary. What do you guys like the? Yeah, almost $1 million for a 55-foot lot. Yeah, dude, it's crazy out on these streets. All right, what's the thoughts on these cabinets that go in the middle and split the vanity? What are your thoughts? I'd rather have more cabinet space or more counter space, right? Am I wrong there? Do people like this? Do people like the cabinet right in the middle? I'd rather have it on the left side or the right side, not right in the middle. I'd rather have more countertop space in the middle. Or have knee space and that counter drops down and now it's like a little area where you can get ready in the morning. Yeah, exactly. It looks cluttered. I'm not the biggest fan of this cabinet being right in the middle. Shower, everything that looks standard. Walk-in closet. I'd say this walk-in closet maybe has a little bit more built-in shelves than typically what I see, but and you got these shelves at the top. Not the most amount of closet rods. Upstairs, pretty standard. Media room, pretty big landing area. I don't mind that back patio. Backyard is about as big as you're gonna get. Yeah, closet is decent. We'll go, yeah, it is on like the better side of things when it comes to the amount of closet rods and built out shelves, but it ain't gonna be big, right? I mean, for $1 million, Like, these primary closets are just gonna be the death of me, I'm telling you. Let's look at this floor plan real quick, see what other options they have. Yeah, I mean, the backyards are good. I mean, that's probably the number one, like, feedback, like negative feedback I get from my buyers is the backyard, the space on the backyard, and the I would say primary bedroom closet is another one, but that's maybe not in the top 3. That's maybe in the top 5. But the next one is like the high ceilings or the natural light getting into the house. But that all depends on like which way your home's facing too. So I mean, at the end of the day, like, I guess it's all about what's most important to you. I mean, at the end of the day, there's going to be someone that buys $1 million townhome in Dallas and it has no backyard or anything because they don't want to deal with maintenance and they don't want to, right? So it's all a different type of living. So I think there's always a market for it. Like, even when I think to myself, I'm like, man, a lot of people want backyards, but then you think, okay, what about the person that doesn't want a backyard? Well, that person probably doesn't want to keep up with the maintenance. Maybe they're traveling a lot. They don't want to have to mow the lawn. They don't want to have to deal with those things. So at the end of the day, I guess it's all depending on how you're living. But I will say, like, if you've got a family with 2 kids, like, yeah, I mean, you're probably wanting the big backyard so people can play in, or people, your kids. Just so random people can play in your backyard. so kids can play in the backyard, right? Okay, so for this floor plan, they do, what I like a lot about this floor plan is the study's in the front. I do like that. Dining, you know, the dining's fine. You do get, I mean, I'd rather have a media room. I'd rather have this dining be a media room, but it doesn't even look like they give you that option. Okay, they give you the optional media room upstairs. So I do the optional media room upstairs. I do like how it's open to below where you can see down into the living room. But this home's probably not going to feel really open on the entryway. Looks like maybe it just has a small bit of an open to below, but the back side of the house should feel fine. Alright, so Seal O, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Seal O says, in general, houses now are so overpriced. Moved to Dallas from Houston, it seems houses are more expensive. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in the Houston market, so I would have no idea what that looks like. You probably have a better idea if you're doing research in Houston. I will say, though, the Dallas prices are only going to just keep getting more expensive until people stop moving to here. And I think that'll start happening once less people are doing remote work. Because I still have people moving from California, East Coast, West Coast, and their remote work. So I think once more big corporations and companies start having, you know, let's say right now we're kind of in the cycle of like people are, you know, for the past year or so, year and a half, people have been getting laid off, and then these companies are rehiring people, and then they're rehiring people basically saying like the only way you're going to work here is if you commute into work, like you have to come into the office. So I think that's how like these companies are going to transition people from being remote work to then being at being in the office. So I think once that happens, that'll probably calm down some of the markets for people moving. Brandon says, due in part, everybody and their mother keeps coming down here. We're full LOL, but they keep finding ways to build those homes and eat up all the land. Oh, dude, it's gonna keep happening. Like this is just starting. Like we're not even at the top of this mountain. Like we just started climbing. The amount of land in areas around here and new developments, and I love the people that come in. And Brandon, how long have you been living out here? Like have you been living out here your whole life? Because there's only in my opinion, only a few people can complain about this. But I'm just curious, how long have you lived out here, Brandon? The whole time? Have you lived out here the whole time? Your whole life? All my life. Okay, so you are someone that can complain about this. I find it so funny when I have a family that's like lived out here for like I work with a family that's lived out here. Maybe they're living somewhere, they want to move, or whatever the case may be, and they've been out here for 4 years or 3 years, and they're complaining about everyone moving out here, and they were someone that moved out here. But the only people that complain about this are like the people like us that have been. Yes, exactly. We're the only people that I feel are justified to be able to complain. But then the other thing too is like, guys, here's the deal. I'm a real estate agent, so I can't also be over here complaining about new developments and them eating up the land, and then go make a video about new communities and new developments and working with families. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like I don't really complain about it too much because it's also part of my business, right? So I'm just keeping it real. Like I can't. But okay, here's the other thing. The traffic's always been bad. Like, yeah, it hasn't been terrible. Like Frisco wasn't bad, but then, when I lived in, maybe you remember this too. Do you remember George Bush being a total problem with traffic back in the day? Like George Bush was just horrendous, and now 121 in Dallas North Tollway has turned into the new Dallas North Tollway in George Bush. And then they had to go back in, they had to redo George Bush, and then traffic opened back up. Yeah. The other thing too, which is hilarious, that I find with conversations, and this isn't just California families, but this is families from like Atlanta, New York, some parts of Florida. I have families that will come in and they'll say, "Hey Daniel, I'm going to be working in this area. Can you send me new construction in places that are less than an hour and 20-minute commute?" I was like, wait. You're okay with traveling over an hour to get, like, you're okay with an hour and 20-minute commute? Did I hear that right? And they're like, yeah, that's what my commute is right now. And I've heard this from families in Las Vegas, California. I mean, I've heard this from all over the world. So I think all the Dallas people need to look at like big picture here, and like, I think the people coming in don't view the commute times bad. I think they're fine with them. But then everyone that's lived out here for a long time and has seen the traffic, get a lot worse, they're the ones complaining. But it's kind of funny that the people from California and whatnot, they have crazy commute times, and they're okay with being at. Meanwhile, someone that's lived out in Dallas, like usually they want to be within 45 minutes of their commute time. Like that's like someone who's lived in Dallas for a long time, like usually their standard is like 30 to 45 minute commute time. But then a California person or Las Vegas person or a New Jersey person coming in, they're like, oh yeah, I want to be under an hour and 20 minutes. Okay, UC says, I expected house prices in places like Prosper and Salina to be a lot cheaper. They are crazy expensive. Didn't see that coming, especially Salina. Yeah, now I have people getting priced out of Salina and they're going up into like Van Alstyne and Anna, Texas. Because now people are getting priced out of Salina, and it's only going to get worse and worse. Like I said, I think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets any better for buyers. But it all depends on where interest rates go and things like that. I am running into things right now, making offers within. Now, the market's gotten very, 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 very specific on where you're buying and what that contract looks like and what the demand looks like. Because I have the full spectrum. I have people going under contract in Van Alstyne where it's a new build and the builder will refund the earnest money at $10,000 and be contingent on the sale of their home. That's one thing going on up in those areas. But then on the other side, you could be in the Frisco market looking at a pre-owned home that has high ceilings, good natural light, has some, it's an older house, maybe a 2008, 2011, relatively older, and you're still competing or having to do appraisal waivers, right? So even right now, even with you going online and seeing that interest rates are higher, people have slowed down buying homes in very, very specific markets around here, and it's really just within like McKinney, Prosper, Frisco, but it has to be zoned for like Frisco ISD. That's usually when it's like going under contract within like 3 to 4 days and they have multiple offers. So we're still seeing that, and that's going to be a real, I mean, if we're already seeing that right now with these interest rates at where they're at, the interest rates are only going to go down more from here. Now, on the timetable of when they're going to go down, I think the other thing right now that's a problem is, one, the biggest problem, and I don't see a lot of agents talking about this, is like the country's debt. Okay, so that's like, I mean, that's out of my pay grade to kind of understand those things, but like the country's debt is like a whole deal. So I feel like every year, you know, it starts, I mean, we have an election cycle too coming up, and I think the Fed doesn't want to make the economy too hot going into an election cycle. And now I think if we were not going into an election, I think the Fed would have maybe already started to decrease rates, but I think because we're going into an election cycle, there's also a Fed that could start playing politics and could start doing things. I mean, it kind of just depends, right? But yeah, I think the huge thing right now that it doesn't seem, I mean, I'm kind of worried about it is like the debt on our country. And because I think we have like $1 trillion in interest every year or something like that. I don't know. I don't even know how you get that figured out. So we'll kind of see how that plays out, right? But I think that's the main thing that's a problem. And then after that, it's kind of like how best can you protect yourself if we do get into a slower market later on in the future. You know, I have people that come in and they ask me like, hey, is Aubrey, Texas, or is Little Elm, Texas, or some of these other areas a little bit out further gonna have the same value as maybe like Salina or some of these areas where a lot of growth is happening? And I think at the end of the day, if you're buying within Frisco, Prosper, Salina, Melissa, McKinney, you are going to be the most protected with that asset if kind of crap hits the fan at the end of the day. Which, I mean, statistically, it's gonna. It's just that might be in 10 years from now. It might be tomorrow. It might be 5 years. But there's still plenty of people buying houses with a lot of money. I still have people putting like, you have people put 10% down. The typical is 20% down. But I do have some people I see sometimes putting 60% down on $1 million house. It does happen. Brandon says, the Californians don't care because they're used to it. They just want their large home and not worried about the commute. But I even have California families that aren't buying large homes. I have some California families that are in, like, the other thing too is I see people online be like, California families are coming in with so much money. Well, yeah, I mean, there's people coming in with a lot of money and they're buying big houses or whatnot, and they're driving up the market. But I have other California families that are trying to buy in the 500K range. Like they lived in California and they didn't like sell their $2 million house in California. They were renting in California because that's all they could afford. And now they're coming over here. Right, they were renting in California at $4,000 per month, and now they're able to buy a house that's $520,000 at a 6.2 interest rate and be around $4,400 per month and be in a house. So, you know, you have plenty of California buyers that are still buying moderate-sized houses. I find it funny since they're doing all the construction right now, especially on 380, adding to grade separations and adding lanes in both directions, but let's be honest, is the construction gonna help? Nope. Well, yeah, I mean, it's not gonna help because by the time they build out those roads, they already need, here's what's gonna happen. By the time they get done building the 380 road, they're just gonna need to then expand the 380 road again. That's how that's gonna play out. They're gonna finish working on it, and then they're gonna realize that they need to expand it even more. UC says, what's the deal with the larger lots and parks at Wilson Creek? That's where I want to live. Alternatively, a 1 acre lot. They're not doing any 1 acre lots right now. Right now, you could get a 1 acre lot at Highland Crossing for a little under $1 million, maybe a little bit over that. By the time the parks at Wilson Creek opens up those 74-foot lots, you're probably going to be shooting yourself in the foot, being like, man, I should have just gone with the 1 acre over at Highland Crossing, because At the end of 2025 is, I think, when they're expecting to do those 74-foot lots, but those prices are going to probably be competitive with the prices right now. Now your interest rate is probably going to be a little bit better once we're into late 2025. But then again, now if we're having less interest rates into 2025 or late 2025, you could see home values go up even higher by then too. I think right now we're kind of in like a limbo phase. We're kind of like, some places are going down, some places are going up, some things are overpriced, some things are at a good price point. And I think that's because we got into this area of higher interest rates, but unfortunately, when these interest rates go down, it's going to be a lot harder for buyers, which I'll be honest with you guys, where the interest rates are at for my business, I like where they're at because it's, relatively easy to get a buyer into a house right now. 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, it was so difficult. It was so hard. It was so competitive, and I feel like that's going to happen again, but I don't know to what extent. UC says, what will be the size of those larger lots? I've been told that they're going to be 74 foot, which I would guess they're going to be 74 by like 130 depth. So what, 74 by 120? Let's see, what's the math on that? Well, like an 8,000 square foot lot, but you're probably going to have some that are a little bit bigger than that. Alright, so a little under 10,000. So maybe you have some lots in there that are over 10,000, but they're going to be right in that general area. Right now, the typical lot size in that neighborhood is about a little under 8,000. Alright, let's get back to American Legend. I kind of just went on a little tangent right there. We got 14 people watching. Hey now. It only took about 45 minutes. Glad you guys woke up. Maybe it's some of those California families, right, Brandon? Maybe they're just waking up. Anyone watching from California right now? Or New Jersey, Florida? Where are you guys watching from? I like hearing about definitely, they scoping out the scene, yeah. Highland Home is going to be the other builder in there with a 74-foot lot. But I think there's Highland Homes is also opening over in Cambridge Crossing 74-foot lots. I'd rather go with those because you're probably going to be at a better price point or more budget friendly within that, rather than waiting till the end of 2025 for those 74-foot lots to come. But then again, your budget could be $1.2, $1.3 million. But then again, if your budget is $1.2, $1.3 million, I tell you to go over to Windsor Springs and buy on an 1.5 acres with a Toll Brother home. Yeah, you're going to be zoned for Little Elm ISD, but then again, it's like that home is going to have a lot of value. This Shiro's Nation says watching from Salina. Perfect. You're local. Oh dang, we had 16 people. I think at most, the most current, like concurrent amount of viewers, that's a weird word for me, concurrent, has been like 16 or 18. So that's awesome. We're hitting some new highs right now. All right, let's talk about this. UC, did that answer your question on those? I think conservatively, those 74-foot lots at the Parks at Wilson Creek by the end of 2025 are going to be sitting at the 1.1s, I think. I mean, that's what I was talking with the builder over at Tradition. Maybe Tradition's a little bit more expensive, so maybe just a little over $1 million. We shall see. All right, this is the plan. All right, so we looked at the plan 1135, right? Yeah, so this was the 1135. This is the 1137. I like this elevation a little bit more than that last one. It's got a little bit more dimension. Does that make sense to you guys? This one just seems very flat. Like if we look at this home, let's see. Wait, I gotta go back to the front. Hold on, we're getting there. All right, see how this home looks really flat on the front? Kind of like how this one has just a little bit more dimensions and I guess contour to it. Walk in, you get the curved staircase, the hallway's kind of narrow. You get low, oh, no, this one ain't it. This one ain't it. Oh wait, maybe it is. No, that's okay. Okay, hold on. Oh wait, look at this one. They did it once again. Alright, let me take this photo by photo. I'm getting ahead of myself. Journey Z with is, or IZ, says Anna or Van Alstyne, which city is more on track to becoming the next Allen/Frisco? Well, I would say Salina is on track to become the next Allen/Frisco, but if you go from there, I would then say Melissa. But then if you go from there, I would say, here's the thing, Anna and Van Alstyne, there's not going to be much of a difference between the two. The only difference right now I'm finding between Anna and Van Alstyne is that Van Alstyne is giving you the better builders and the better like master plan communities, rather than Anna, where Anna is giving you master plan communities, but they're very simple, more budget-friendly builders. So, you know, if you're okay with, I don't want to say compromising yourself on quality, but you are going to have a more standard house within Anna. These higher-end reputable builders aren't really building within Anna. They're building within Melissa and Van Alstyne right now. I think Van Alstyne is going to be kind of the next place people start. I think what's going to happen, people are going to get, and it's kind of what's happening right now, people are getting priced out of Salina. Maybe they're getting priced out of Melissa. They're then wanting to be a part of like a good school district. They're seeing Van Alstyne is rated pretty good, so then they're moving up to Van Alstyne. Anna's school district is not rated well. So I think that's kind of the turnoff with Anna right now. Now, they'll build new schools, they'll build new things like that. Maybe that will bring better ratings, but that's kind of the trend I see right now with things happening. All right, let's go picture by picture here. All right, so you do have the high ceilings, good sized mantle in the living room, dining rooms sectioned off to the corner. They kind of customized this whole dining area there. Has a walkway into the dining. This is like the breakfast nook area with a lot of windows. Once again, they did that. And maybe, does it not have a linen closet? And that's why they're doing that? Sometimes I see that, yeah. I don't think this bathroom has a linen closet in it, so they're doing that instead of the linen closet, which I'd rather have the linen closet because you can put all your bed sheet. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Like all your bed stuff, right? Yeah, they don't have another closet in there. So that seems to be what they're substituting. Let me look at the floor plan. Hold on. Yeah, that's the linen closet now. That is stupid. All right, that is stupid. Why would you do glass on this? All right, where am I going to put my bed sheets? Where am I going to put all my whatever? Whatever your towels, right? Like, is this? It's all just going to be shown within the glass there. That's stupid. That's so stupid. So stupid. I digress. Home does look pretty sterile though. Doesn't really feel warm and inviting on that one. Alright, let's see this one. This is the plan 1148. Just to reiterate, guys, this is Star Trail 55 lots that we're looking on if you are just now joining the live stream today. I like the front porch. That's a nice touch. Now, you're not going to get a lot of light, but then again, this home is facing north, so you weren't going to get a lot of light to begin with. But keep in mind, if you're doing front porches and you're wanting light into that front study space or that office space or whatever that is, just know that if you do that, you're going to limit your natural light coming in. I also don't like the garage doors being separated. I do like the flooring they chose on this one. It's a nice light brown wood flooring. Everything else is black and white. Looks like every other house. See, just give me, American Legend, just give me something. Look at all these kitchens. This kitchen looks like this kitchen, which looks like this kitchen. Like, give me some character. Like, maybe just paint the island gray. Like, just give me some type of. We're so sterile up in this. Okay, here we go. See, I like this better. I like it better without the linen closet there. Okay, hold on. Let me look at this floor plan. Okay, hold on. I'm back on the 1137. I wanted to look at this floor plan. Powder, staircase, walk-in closet. I would say the one thing that sucks with this floor plan is that your staircase eats into your walk-in closet. Bedroom has its own bathroom. That's great. Formal dining, whatever. You have a gallery walkthrough from the garage, goes into the utility. But the utility room is way far away from the main bedroom. I think that's annoying. I don't like that floor plan that much. Okay, let's look at this. This is the 1148 floor plan. Also, guys, leave a comment in the chat about other neighborhoods, builders, or areas you guys want to see coming up this month. Okay, I really do take the request seriously, because if one person's asking about it, probably another person has those same questions too. So definitely leave down in the chat other areas you guys have questions about. Okay, let's look at this floor plan. So this is the 1148 floor plan. See what this looks like. So they have the family room in the middle of the house. So that's going to take away a lot of light from the family room, having it more in the middle like this. Now your casual dining, your main bedroom, that area is going to get some decent light if it's a home facing north, but I think it's going to limit your family room. Entryway has high ceilings. I kind of like that. Study is over to the side of the house, and then they have the formal dining at the front. Now you probably have some other different options you could do, but I think that's I don't think I'd rather have the study where this formal dining is. That doesn't make any sense. I don't like when the studies are on the side of the house. I like this because if I'm in the study and I'm working in the study all day, like I want to see some things, right? It's like being in an office. Like if I'm at an office, I want to have like a window looking out and seeing what's going on, right? I don't want to just be placed, all alone by myself. So I don't like where this study's at. You just get a side window looking at, you're just going to be looking at another house that's brick. So unless you like looking at brick all day, I'd rather have that study at the front. Okay. This is the 1155 plan. Sakeith says, watching from Salina. Shout out Sakeith. Brandon says, another thing I'm noticing kind of like Grand Home Builder is that these homes look too similar. Bland, especially for the price range for nearly $1 million. The homes look so cookie cutter is unfortunate. Yeah, that word cookie cutter. I think that's like the number one used word. I think that's like the word of 2023 and 2024. Isaac says, "Sup bosses." What's going on, Isaac? Or Isaac? Is it Isaac or Isaac? I guess maybe it would be Isaac because it's 2 A's. I think Isaac is spelled with an I. Isaac, yeah. Okay. Yep, you got me on that one. Alright, anyways. Let's look through this one. Alright, so this is American Legends 55-foot lot. This is the 115 plan. Let's see what we can hate on about this. Okay. Oh, see? Look at this one. At least they kind of made things a little bit different and they painted the island gray. Sakeeth, highly recommend Daniel, who's my realtor. Shout out Sakeeth. Trying to find something for you. I think at some point we'll find something, but just waiting to make the right decision, right? Who are your top 5 builders? Okay, Fifi, this is a loaded question, and I get this question a lot, and I don't like this question that much, but I'll answer it anyways. Okay, and I won't give like a number 1, a number 2, a number 3, but I'll give you kind of the top ones that I like the most. Okay, and I think beforehand I was saying Tradition Homes was my top 1. I think the way I've been seeing American Legend. The way I've been seeing American Legend build their homes I think American Legend is at my number one. Okay, even though for the past 20 minutes I've been going into their floor plans and kind of hating on some things, but they're just kind of small structural things. Like I'm kind of looking at everything, right? Like I think one builder might have like Tradition Homes does a great job kind of changing up different things and making the house looking a little bit different here and there on how their floor plans are. I love their closet sizes. They have off-season racks within all the secondary bedrooms. They also have like their own en-suites. So like there's a bunch of different things with these builders. They all do it differently. But I'll say right now for like the build quality and everything, American Legend on how they've been building their houses. And sure, I might have someone that watches this video right now and they might have had a terrible experience with American Legend. So, and that's going to be the thing, right? Like at the end of the day, these are businesses. You can, and like the builders aren't going to run their business trying to please. They're going to try to help everyone, but at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to please everyone, right? It's just, and that's kind of how I go about my business. Is at the end of the day, like I can't help everyone. Not everyone's for me. I don't fit in line with everyone's views. You know, and I'm not perfect for everyone. So I think that's the other thing with the builders is like, I want to create the best experience for people with my business, but at the end of the day, you're going to have someone that maybe doesn't like the floor plan, maybe doesn't like certain things, but I think it's all about like building the rapport with the builders and kind of what I was talking about at the beginning of this video and how to go about that. But for my number one right now, or at least my top, because I won't do like number one, but right now, American Legend has been really showing me, like showcasing pretty good stuff. So I'd say American Legend, Tradition Homes is up there. Then I like Highland Homes. And this also plays into like, you know, problems that I've come up. Like anytime there's been a problem with the Tradition Home, anytime there's been a problem with the Highland Home, anytime there's been a problem with an American Legend Home, those builders will instantly fix those things, or they'll just give you a blank check to then hire a third-party contractor to fix those things, okay? So I'm also taking into those considerations there too. So American Legend, in no particular order, but maybe a small particular order. American Legend, Tradition Homes, Highland Homes. Then at that point, I kind of get in this scenario where like I don't really have like a number 4 or 5 after that. Someone might leave a comment and be like, what about a Toll Brother house? Well, Toll Brother house to me is like so overpriced that I just don't know, because like even some of the closet spaces within a Toll Brother house, or like the sink spaces within the utility closets, are just like super lacking. But after that, I'd probably throw a Shattuck home in there, probably within the top 5. I don't really know what other ones I'd really throw in there, but those are kind of my top 3, top 4 right now as it stands. So hopefully that answered some question, Fifi. I mean, it's kind of changing all the time for me for top builders, but I definitely say like American Legend, Tradition, Highland, Shattuck. I'm just kind of running through all the builders in my head. There's a lot. I think that's kind of where it stands for me right now and what I've seen. And also walking into like some other quick move-ins and things like that. Shiro's Nation says, Parks at Wilson Creek, Mustang Lakes, and Cambridge Crossing. I'm also interested in your top builders. So I think a Tradition home at Parks at Wilson Creek, if you can get that price under $900K with one of those quick move-ins, I think that's going to be one of the best financial decisions you ever make in your life. I would go with that. Perry Homes also has some quick move-ins over there as well. Oh, Perry Homes, that's the other one. I'd put a Britton home. Like a Britton Perry home, I'd also put in my top 5 as well. I put a Britton home maybe over a little bit over a Perry home, but then again, they're the same build. But Britton Homes is pretty good. But Shiro, all those builders that I just talked about are all within those communities. I think you have like Union, Maine, that's over at Cambridge Crossing. They're okay. They're not bad. I think they're fine. And the other thing too is like, man, I know people come in and they ask me questions, and like I'll give my opinion, and I understand that I don't want to influence things too much. At the end of the day, like, my job isn't to deter you from not going to check out an area. Like, go do the research, go look at stuff. Like, I also don't want to be too much, because I'm becoming like this real estate new construction builder influencer, and like I also don't want to influence things too hard, right? And just give you like, this is my number one and everyone needs to go get this, because at the end of the day, your experience could not be perfect with that builder. Like I said, all these builders are different. I'm not the one actually building your house, so I don't want to influence things too hard, but I do want to help make an educated decision, and at least give you the perspective or different ideas that you might have not taken into consideration when looking at new construction. Highland in the top for us as well, though we went with Perry and are very satisfied. Yeah, I think people are satisfied with Perry too. Like I said, I think it's all about, like, you're gonna, in the new construction process, it's not gonna be perfect. Something's, if you get a third party inspection, something's gonna pop up, but then it's like, at that point, how does the builder handle that? Do they just give you the excuse that the city inspected it and it passed it and they don't need to fix anything, or are they gonna work with you on it? And usually those higher end builders are gonna definitely be open to working with you on it. All right, let's get back into this. Now, we're at 1 hour and 6 minutes. Should I go a little bit longer? I usually end them at an hour, but I kind of want to get through all these floor plans for quick movements for these American Legends right now, because I want to finish this thought. We keep going off on other little things just because I get comments, which I love the comments, guys. Okay, what else we got in here? I do like how they did the tile. You see on this photo, I like how they did the tile all the way up the ceiling. What I don't like is that you don't get a mantle. So that just looks unfinished. Backsplash on there is kind of cool. Cabinets go all the way up to the ceiling, which makes it look a little bit more finished. You get the double stacked oven, a little bit bigger of a gas stove top. Everything they picked out in the bathroom looks fine, but it is going to be a pretty narrow bathroom in there. Upstairs, pretty simple game room. Back patio is pretty big. Okay, what's this one? This one is the... Okay, this is the 1138 plan. Let's just look at the photos they have right here. So you get the office in the front, you get a dining. I think this is the model home. Yeah, this is the model home over at Star Trail. I do like the spiral staircase. They have on one of them. I don't know if it's on this one, but I think they do a... Yeah, the spiral staircase on this one looks pretty cool, but the kitchen... I think the kitchen still has a good amount of cabinet space. It's just that the dining room, or the only thing with this one is this kitchen to your breakfast informal, like, let's pull up the floor plan, I'll show you. So like, you have a casual dining, it goes into the family room, it kind of all feels like one big room. I usually like it better when you have like the main bedroom over to the right, you have the family room, kitchen over on the left side, and then the dining is put a little bit further back, and where you have like the patio that's kind of hidden back. None of these really did that. I like it when none of these have the patio where it's kind of hidden in between two walls. They all have it where it's like, it's on the corner. I like it better, the floor plans, but usually the 55-foot lots don't do that. It's usually the 65-foot lots where you kind of get that option where you can have a back porch that's kind of tucked away in between two walls. But yeah, you get the I like the curved staircase in that one. It does look nice. This is the one I did a video over that'll be coming out Monday or Tuesday. This floor plan, yeah, I think it was just flipped. And then they did an extended outdoor living space. I did like the study at the front. Walk-in closet was pretty big. I did like how it was attached with the utility. The only thing about this floor plan that was weird was this bedroom 2 is pretty small. So it's shared out with this bathroom for bedroom 3, but the one thing I noticed when I was walking it was this bedroom here was pretty small. And that's probably the other thing that people complain about is the size of these secondary bedrooms. Whether it be the ceiling height or whether it be kind of just the dimensions. Those are the other things I kind of see as well. I feel like people keep walking behind me. Okay. I think that's going to do it. Did anyone have any other questions? I think that's where I'm going to end today's video. Let me see my schedule for next Sunday. 14th should be good. Alright, I'll probably do this again at somewhere around 12 o'clock. So join me next weekend. Thank you to everyone that joined in today. It was a little slow at the beginning, but you know, as the live stream went on, we kind of thawed out. People started waking up. Shout out to Brandon. I don't know if he's still here, but oh, Shira says, thank you. I really like this live format. Well, welcome. I've been only doing this for the past, I don't know, I've probably been doing the live streams for the past 6 months. Let's see, when did I do the first live stream? Oh God, I started the first live stream 10 months ago. So they're starting to get, you know, some live streams are good, some live streams are a little bit slow, but I think a lot of people do come back to the live stream later on, after it's uploaded, because I do get a good amount of views on them. Okay, Isaac, I will hold you to that. I will be here. I'll see you next week at noon. All right, guys, I'm gonna end the live stream. I will see y'all hopefully next weekend. That's my plan. Bye, y'all.